your opinion, as the industry expert on this show, what was your favorite commercial and why?
You know, you talk to every creative, everybody gonna have something different.
Okay,
right?
okay.
It's like what's your favorite song? It's like who were you with when what were you doing? Who you was with, and why is that maybe your favorite commercial?
Yeah.
But overall, it's sort of like first I look at just the whole all of them together, right? And what did I feel? Right? I felt like, I saw some good storytelling overall. I saw like some brands stayed true, like the Clydesdale stayed true to who they were. Nike was phenomenal, what they normally do. Everybody delivered. Some of those stars always deliver great creative all the time. So it's kind of like it came down to like, what was my personal favorite? And it's just sort of like my personal favorite.
Right.
I kind of like the NFL girl flag football spot. You know what I mean?
I didn't expect that. I did not expect.
You know what I mean? It's sort of like, sort of like, it was a lot of statements about being heavy or whatever. But I just sort of like, because, part of it too, because I did a Super Bowl spot with a girl football player. That could be.
Okay.
But I just thought it was so funny. First I was waiting, like, who is this from? Is this going to be from Nike or whatever? Yeah. But just the whole attitude of the young lady and the little things they did when if y'all remember, it's like he said they had to play against this guy named Brad. You talk about casting. He looked like, Brad, had his shirt, Brad. My name is Brad. He's like, it's a lot of his copies. She said, I can read.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just sort of like, it just was enjoyable. It was about football while we were there. It was from the NFL. And NFL pushing women's football. So when you talk about all these things adding up, it's like, hell, there's some hellified athletes with that. And they did it in a really fun way in high school and all that kind of stuff. But the best line, like copy line that I liked, was Harrison Ford. It was near the end of the commercial. Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones, right? Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
And so he did this whole American thing, America, we all need to be together, shit. It was like 2 minutes long.
Yeah.
But at the end, he said, this Jeep makes me happy, even though my last name is Ford. Get it?
Oh, that's fire. I like that. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
This Jeep,
that's the Easter egg right there. That's the Easter egg. Yeah.
Yeah. This Jeep makes me happy, even though my last name
was Ford. Right.
And I just thought that was like, now you talk about writing creative, you just thought like, wow, that one line stuck with me, because it's like, all the other stuff, But I just like, because at the end of the day at the Super Bowl commercial, you just kind of want to enjoy. You drinking, you eating your wings, you drinking, you know what I mean? And you just kind of like, if you're gonna get heavy, well, you just better make sure you don't miss, right? You know what I mean? But it's like, it's entertainment. We want to break away from that, right? We want to break away from that for a minute, right? We got to go to work, or may not go to work. But I just thought the NFL, because the NFL been pretty good with that, because I loved a couple of years ago at that banquet when it was like all hell broke out when the football fell.
That was fire.
That was fire, But I just, for the whole thing about women's sports and the whole empowerment about women, that's been coming from the WNBA with Caitlin Clark, right?
Yes.
So for the NFL to come and say, wait a minute, we got women too. You know what I mean? It's like, so they checked WNBA with that. With like, we got women and we're coming on the scene with our flag football for women. And so, we got some hellified athletes. So I thought they took that opportunity on their own bigger stage to make their own great point about themselves.
I'm not mad at that answer.
I like it.
But you said something, is how did the ad make you feel, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the key right there. How does the ad make you feel? I'm sitting there drinking Dindus, I'm with the family, we laughing and joking. The game's on, it's exciting. This shit comes on. And what was one that made me laugh? I love the Seal Mountain Dew spot. That Seal Mountain Dew spot. I wasn't expecting it. I'm like, getting Seal, and they had Seal on the real Seal, put the AI on it, and they had him in the water, and the orcas chasing him and all that. and it's a Mountain Dew commercial.
Yeah.
So you're like, where the hell does this shit even intertwine?
Right.
Nothing to do
does this make sense?
But it was just clever as hell, and it just made you laugh.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, They just stuck the logo on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I love that aspect. Like, it was a cultural thing. I love that. And it was one that we both agreed on. I'll let you say yours. But the one we both agree on was the Unbanned. The Nike.
Unbanned was phenomenal.
Which one? Which one?
The Nike Jordan.
The Jordan brand.
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
Jordan brand. Jordan brand. I think
yeah.
that was spot on, man. That was a fucking masterpiece. But I think they developed it, but they had to hold it.
Yeah.
It was one of those commercials that I think they paid for, but they was like, don't run it if he don't win. Because how do you run that if he doesn't win? Because the final image is him winning.
Yeah.
So you can only run that if he wins.
You might get two different versions. You might we have two versions.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But then they also used the real footage from the move from the game.
That's what I said. That's what I said. The actual ending of the commercial was him in the stadium winning with him smiling and the confetti. Yeah. So they had to wait and say we're gonna finalize this at the end and then push it, and that's why it played at the end the way it did. But for me, again, like I can't lie. I told Cuzzo, I said my favorite commercial, hands down, was the Bosch commercial. Did you see the Bosch commercial?
The Bosch commercial.
So Bosch had Antonio Banderas and he was a lookalike. His Macho Man passed away. With Macho Man Randy Savage.
Macho Man, right?
Yeah, with Macho Man, right? That to me, like I said, like, first of all, Antonio Banderas is so smooth. You know what I'm saying? He's so smooth and like so debonair and shit. So for them to be talking and arguing about like the difference between, remember when they used to say like, tastes great, less filling. Tastes great, less filling, right? I think it was a play on that because Antonio Banderas goes to the refrigerator and he's like, I'm Antonio Banderas. But when I go to my Bosch refrigerator, I'm Antonio Banderas. Like, and he's in a robe, but then he's in a fucking tuxedo. And then the Macho Man guy's like, yeah, I'm so-and-so. And he does the drill gun. And then he's like, but when I use the Bosch power tool, I'm Macho Man Randy Savage. Like, so, to me, like, it was hilarious to see Antonio Banderas and Macho Man, like this is an actor and a fucking wrestler arguing over like tastes great, less filling, right? Over like that. And then at the end, Antonio Banderas does this like chicken move where he's like moving his feet and doing his arms and fucking Macho Man jumps off some shit and elbow slams the fucking dinner table. Yeah. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. Like, to me, it just, that shit just tickled me so much where I was like, nah, this is it for me.
See, that's what I'm saying. Now look at the three of us. Like, look at the three of us, right? Jared likes a fucking seal. You know what I mean? You and the Macho Man, and I'm some chicks, playing football. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't like that super soft. No. I like it. Super soft. I hate it.
You can't change your answer now. Your answer's already recorded. This is live stream. You can't change your answer now.
But Jared, have you seen the long version of that? You got to see the long version of that, of the seal one, because there's
that's a short version?
Yeah, that's what you saw was the short version. There's a 60-something, because it's sort of like they out there singing on the seal, singing, then some sharks.
Oh, I gotta see that. Oh, I gotta see it then.
And then all of a sudden, she was like, shit, because sharks they feed off seals and shit.
Yeah. I gotta see it. I gotta see it then.
He was kind of looking around for a minute. He stops, everything gets quiet. He stops singing.
So we got a comment. We got a comment on Instagram. Ruben said the Cars for Kids one. The Cars for Kids one was crazy.
Cars for Kids. Now, that was Cars for Kids.
Yeah, the Cars for Kids ad. He said he really enjoyed that. And while y'all look up that, let me go in and freshen my.
Yeah, it was something to be said too about, when you think about the breast cancer one, I thought was pretty good about women. Like, stop looking at my stuff.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Right. So it is a really good, in the midst of all this humor and all that kind of stuff, sometimes it's also is a moment to say, I got your attention here. It's some serious shit happening too. Yeah. Right. And for the kids, Cause for Kids, you got also because I got a little emotional with the kids. With the NFL was like, I am somebody, and I was just saying, like, this black and brown kids saying I am somebody, and what that made, it's like, wow, and the breast cancer, and you know what I mean.
That's Dante's hat.
So
I am somebody. That's Dante's hat.
Oh, see, there you go.
Oh, great! It was great, man. That was really great. That was really great because you take that and just the empowerment of those kids and what it means, because all of us been that kid.
Yeah.
All of us been that kid, and everybody's telling you not. And I thought that was very empowering. So in the midst of all of that, it's nice to have those moments peppered in there, because even though you don't laugh about it, it does remind you of something and remind you that we still have a lot of work to do.
That's a fact.
That's a great platform to always do that too. So you're always gonna get that. Sure, it's easy to talk. It's easy to talk about the fun stuff, but those still get to you too.
I love the fact that was the joke. But like you said, I am somebody, the more than entitled. That's us. We the little kids that grew up the more than entitled. We are somebody. We gonna do it. Yeah, that's the kind of the concept we came up with. But like, was there any missed opportunities you guys think from the Super Bowl?
Okay,
can I just throw mines out there? If I'm Drake, and I would have bought a spot right before the fucking Super Bowl or right after.
Okay.
Do you think there's any missed opportunity from
brand? To do what though? Let's talk about it. To put up a commercial or something?
No, I would have worked with a brand. Why wouldn't I? You about to watch something? I could have did anything.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You about to watch something, a performance of somebody that did not win or some shit.
Okay.
Like, you do something funny, but attach yourself to a brand.
Okay.
You have a chance for a brand impact to be in a cultural moment.
Okay.
You wouldn't have jumped on that.
And you know what? That's smart, because you could have sort of like, that's a good, if that hit the table, you say, we know he's going to come out with that. So what brand should have been, but I could see, how would you handle that? You can handle it like he's sitting there watching it at home, and maybe, you can almost
with his Mountain Dew or Coca-Cola.
No, listen,
like
I think that's,
shit like that.
So look what we talked about. We talk about, what did I just say to him earlier when we talk about how the eggs are in certain things and how he just naturally look at what he just thought about. I didn't even think on that level. See, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I did. I didn't even think on that level. What I said was he should have showed up.
Yeah, for sure.
I said he should have showed up for the culture to say, I know he's gonna do this. I know it's gonna impact me, but let me still show up and be a real one anyway. But I didn't even think. That's fun. That's a fun. Again, if he was being a businessman and he had the right team around him, he could have capitalized on that moment, like you said, and bought a primetime spot, maybe right before halftime show or right after halftime, or both. I want the right before and the right after.
Before you view this bunk ass.
And then after. You see me.
I'm not impressed. I'm still here.
Right.
New album dropping the 14th.
See?
Mountain Dew.
Exactly. You see?
He messed that up by suing his record company. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But a brand, what Jerry was talking about, here's a cultural moment that we know getting ready to happen. We know it's going to be a big cultural moment. How do you get ahead of this cultural moment, right? You know what I mean? And where right now you lose, how can you flip that? How can you take advantage of your position in this great cultural moment and almost steal it in a way? But it has to be done. It has to be done just fucking right, though. Right. It has to be. Because you know what I'm saying. When you go down that road, you better make sure you nail it. Like the Wire said, when you come for the king. What was this? In the Wire, you better not miss. I mean, look, not miss. Right.
Again, Onk, like this is what we talk about when we talk about. Honestly, like, and I don't know his camp. I can only assume. Like, I've never met Drake personally. A lot of people I've met, so I could talk about my experience. I've never met Drake. I don't know anybody in his camp, but I would assume, and again, I know he has control over everything, but I would assume with all the smart people around him, with all the people with influence and money and power around him, that somebody should have sat him down and had this. Look how easy we had this conversation, and we're spitballing. It's no way, because you knew about the Super Bowl. You knew Kendrick was going to perform. You knew he was going to perform this song. You have months to prepare for this, right? Again, the people in your circle and the people influencing you, you could have easily came up with this campaign, bought the slot, ran with it, had it professionally done, no fucking problem, and really made an
for $8 million for the damage control.
Correct.
For damage control.
Well, you spent more than that on jury, on bullshit.
$16 million for
right.
damage control.
Right.
Control to seize your moment.